You're going to start off with a nice smooth input at a low frequency. This frequency will build to a higher frequency.
Jim's fast, but today, a Corvette is faster.
No, not good.
Jim Dunn is a friend of mine, and we've been riding cars together for as long as I've been doing cars, which goes back to like 1980 model year.
He smiles a lot. He doesn't talk too much to me about taking pictures.
He's got a great sense of humor.
He grins when I say, "Dave, I got that picture of that Corvette."
He's a crotchety old cuss, which he would admit to being.
I guess it irritates him on one hand, but on the other, he loves to see his product out there being talked about.
Jim rolled the dice today without success. If he doesn't get that shot before the launch, it won't be worth anything.
Okay, now we'll get into the issues that aren't quite as blaringly obvious.
Spy photos are just one of Team Corvette's worries.
Yeah, you can see this side lines up much better than the driver's side.
The show car's build and quality team inspection is underway. Different teams are responsible for each section of the car.
Inconsistent gap to the front fascia.
It's good to have a little interface between engineers, try and get sorted out exactly who owns an issue, what direction we're going to take to fix that issue, and get it documented right now.
Anything that can be checked with the car standing still is put under the microscope. Every seam, every joint, every panel.
For it also looks like it's sub-flush. It looks like it's about 4 millimeters below surface, and I don't think that's design intent.
They can't afford to miss anything. The car's image will be hurt by the smallest fault.
But it's not, you have to slam it, so I don't know what the deal is.
Open the door.
Gotta really, no, we don't want to open the door.
This doesn't feel like the right design. It's got a sharp...
It's an SLA part.
I know, but it should be the right shape.
Right.
It's got a sharp edge.
There's one part in the car that our system owns, and it's a latch, and it's a problem. And Stan, who owns electrical, usually points out to the chief engineer that it's my problem. Go fix it.
Fixing problems takes time. But time is one thing Team Corvette doesn't have.
Dave actually has made a top 20 list. Each of our 7 or 8 areas. We each have our areas. I have 3 in my area on the top 20 list, and we'll start reviewing them every night with Dave. He's talked about having a conference call every afternoon.
The more issues, the better. Much better that we get them, identify them here, get the rightful owners working on them, apply the appropriate amount of pressure to get it fixed, and be done with it by the time we get to the assembly center.
It's always a race. It's always a race to the end. So, but never seems to change.
The race is about to get a lot harder for Team Corvette. With 20 faults already on the report card, Dave Hill is about to take the cars out for a wet weather shakedown.
Everybody should be turning left at the stop sign, going south on 89.
2 months till launch, and Dave Hill and his camouflage convoy have chosen the quietest Michigan backroads for their ride today. 8 C6s and their European competitors, Porsches and BMW, for comparison. They're trying to avoid being seen, particularly by spy photographers like Jim Dunn.
This is our vehicle performance integration team ride. And, you know, we'll just be out evaluating everything, riding everything, making sure that everything's coming together into a whole. And, you know, this is what we do in perfecting the Corvette.
The team will cover 300 miles today. In Germany, the smaller brake air ducts have been replaced. The new versions run cooler, but are less aerodynamic. Out on the Autobahn, they'll find out what impact the change will have.
I can't think of a better part of my job than this. This is fantastic.
It's an endurance run, 200 miles pedal to the metal. The ultimate test of their adjustments to brakes, cooling, and handling.
As I'm driving the car, I'm really trying to get a feel for what the steering is telling me. I'm trying to get some feedback from the tires to understand how well in contact they are in the road.
In 90 minutes, Rich will have driven 200 miles. His boss will take all day to go that far.
It doesn't bother us that it's a lousy day because we're evaluating, wet traction and handling with tires.
Getting a feel for the balance of the car, whether it's understeering, oversteering, or neutral.
So we're evaluating our wiper system for, wiping performance and freedom from any sounds while wiping.
Getting a feel for the acceleration. Really enjoying that, of course.
Anything that Mother Nature can throw at us, we want to evaluate.
We're also looking at the top speed that we can attain on these roads.
The theoretical top speed for the C6 is 175 miles an hour. But the brakes, suspension, and cooling are performing beyond expectation. The wider wheelbase holding the car to the road. Incredibly, the C6 is doing over 180.
Did you drive?
Yeah. You okay or what?
The Michigan team makes regular stops to change cars and compare notes. They're in the middle of nowhere. It's lunchtime, and they're taking no chances. You never know who might be out there watching. Somewhere, Team Corvette makes a mistake. Jim Dunn has got his shots, albeit disguised. The C6 is on the newsstands long before its release.
I was stopped by the side of the road, and they flitted by another road, and so I took off after them. So they pulled into a parking lot and covered these up with a shroud. Well, I took pictures of them covering it up. So the wind is blowing, and they're trying to put this shroud on, and I got the pictures of them doing that.
He caught us, and he was real boastful of that. He was shopping those pictures all over town.
I took this to the magazine. They said, "That's the picture we want."
We were very excited to uncover the C6. We were the first magazine to do it. We were the first magazine to do the C5 back when it was being launched, so we've got a little tradition here.
I guess if you added it up, it would be the most money I've ever made on one shoot of a car in my 30-year career. And I'm not going to tell you how much.
We also did a mock-up in that same issue of what we think the C6 is going to look like based on numerous phone calls we made in sort of the 3 or 4 days we had to put that issue together.
It's another win for Jim Dunn, car hunter. But the magazine's prediction, not even close. The camouflage has paid off for Dave Hill.
But I think in the end, I got the last laugh because everybody thinks the C6 looks a lot more like the C5 than it really does.
1 month to go, and on their last scheduled Autobahn test day, the German team has a problem. One of the cars breaks down and has to be trucked home in disgrace.
We're going to root cause it, find out what the problem is.
Data suggests the problem's in the fuel pump, which till now has been faultless.
Yeah, that's a bit of a hiccup. It depends what it is. It could be something as simple as we may have modified the wiring harness at some point, and maybe we've grounded it against the exhaust. Or it may be truly in the fuel pump itself. If it's the latter, then that's a more serious issue, and we have to get to the bottom of it.